Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in to the Central YouTube channel as I'm back with another student athlete interview. This time, we turn our attention to the football team, and I have sophomore defensive back Anthony Jones with me today. Anthony, thank you for taking time out of your day to join us on the Central YouTube channel.
Yeah, thank you. Great to be here.
We definitely appreciate your time. I know that you have a busy class load, but we got you in out of study hall, so at least I'm not taking you out of
Yeah.
class. So yeah, that's the big thing. Anthony, what a season it's been for this football team. We've seen the ups and downs already, and we're getting towards the end of the season. Only about 3 games left, and then we got
Mm.
playoffs. We've seen a big difference in this team from the last 2 weeks compared to the first couple weeks. What's been the biggest difference with this Riverhawk team? Why does it look so different than it did those first couple weeks?
Teamwork. And, at the beginning of the season, a lot of going onto your islands when negatives came in or, something wasn't going our way. Some of the guys wanted to separate. And now we're doing a lot better of staying as a team. And, yeah, teamwork.
Yep, trusting in each other and trusting your teammates. That's what's going to make the difference. And, I'm somebody that's just watching from a long way away, but I can tell a huge difference the way you guys look now compared to the way you guys looked in week 1 and week 2. And that's been a very welcome sight to sore eyes. After those first 2 weeks, I was a little worried about you guys, but you've righted the ship, and that's exciting. Anthony, you are only a sophomore playing up on the varsity level, starting on the defense for the varsity. How has that been? Obviously, a big adjustment for you. Tell us a little bit about, finding out, geez, I'm going to be playing varsity football here as a sophomore.
Yeah, coming from the freshman and varsity level, it's a lot different. It all started this summer, getting in reps and reps at DB, working on it. You know, as the freshman level, it was more running back stuff. That was like a role that I felt like I, had to be better at. And now this year it's flip flops. Now I have to be better at DV. So it's just working hard and, getting the reps in.
Had to find a different place to play because those running backs that the varsity team has, they're pretty stacked at that position. So glad you found a
Yeah.
place at defensive back, and you've been excelling at that defensive back position. Talk to us a little bit about your teammates. Sometimes as seniors, you don't really want to welcome in these young kids. You kind of shun them and don't want to trust them. How have your seniors been? Have they been accepting of you? Are they treating you nice? How's that been?
Yeah, they're great. They're great. Again, like at my role as DB and as our two corners from last year are gone, Leo and Javon. So I really had to work at it. But I've had plenty of help, whether that's Coach Arnold or Luke Hansen at Bandit, who's telling me where I need to be, and especially my safeties. I've been relying on them whenever I have a bad memory sometimes. So
Well, I'm sure they
yeah.
won't let you forget where you're supposed to be and give you constant
Yeah.
reminders. And we know the work that Coach Arnold does with the DBs, really one of the fantastic coaches that are on that staff full of fantastic coaches. Okay, we got to talk a little bit about Holman. That's who's coming up Friday. Holman, undefeated in the conference. Their games have not been close. I mean, they are blowing people out. So obviously a tall task at hand. How are we as the Riverhawks going to approach that game? How are we going to, number one, keep it close, not let them get another runaway victory? And then number two, how are we going to upset them?
Right. By playing hard, that's always going to be what we do best. That's what we feel Central is about: playing hard, competing, staying as a team. And then when it comes down to like the actual game and what we need to do, just making sure on defense we're reading our reads, and then on offense, just really running through people's faces.
There you go. I'm excited to see that. We've seen Christian Rudrud running through people's faces for the last couple of weeks, which I
Yeah.
really like seeing. So that's awesome. Um, okay, triple option offense. So I'm going to try to be doing a lot of misdirection or trying to get your eyes to be looking where they're not supposed to be looking. What's going to be the key defensively for you at that defensive back position, and then for the rest of your defense there to try to limit their offensive attack?
Yeah, Coach Olson, he was just helping us on this yesterday. It's just, making sure you're trusting and reading your right reads, just trusting them all the way through.
Absolutely, and that's going to be important because we've seen Holman. They really do have a interesting offense. They are
Yeah.
pretty good at that triple option, and if you mess up even just a little bit, a little slight hesitation, that can lead to a big play. So hopefully, Coach Olson has you guys ready to trust those keys, trust those reads, and make plays. I know I'm really excited for the game on Friday. I know Holman has a lot of big victories. They're undefeated in the conference, but Holman also hasn't played the Riverhawks yet, and so that's what I'm excited
Yeah.
to see. And they haven't seen Anthony Jones yet, and so I'm excited to see them
Yeah,
get
we're
introduced to
excited over
Anthony
here.
Jones. I'm sure you are. Anthony, I want to thank you for taking some time out and talking to us today. We're going to see you a lot more as you're one of our up and coming athletes here at Central. Of course, we saw you last year on the basketball team. I think you hit a half court shot on the live stream last year to win it, or just inside half
Yeah.
court, one of those JV games. So that was pretty exciting. So we're going to be seeing a lot more highlights of you as you get older here and keep on moving forward. But thank you for taking time today to join us. Viewers, I want to remind you, we have a lot going on the YouTube channel this week. We have boys soccer tonight, and that game will be at 7 o'clock. That is Sparta at Field for Kids. So we'll see if the boys soccer team can get a conference victory tonight. Thursday night is volleyball as the Central Riverhawks host the Onalaska Hilltoppers. You remember that first game? Onalaska had a 2-0 lead. Central came back and got the reverse sweep, ended up winning 3-2 up at their place. You can bet the Hilltoppers will come out with fire in their eyes on Thursday night. Make sure you tune in on the YouTube channel. You don't want to miss that. And then, of course, on Friday, Anthony Jones and the boys take on the Holman Vikings in an epic showdown. The two top teams in the MVC facing off against each other on Friday night, and you can catch it all live here on the Central YouTube channel. Joel and I will be live for pregame at about 6:45. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night.